Hello music.com people, I'm Louise Post from Veruca. I'm from Chicago and the name of my new album is Resolver and you must buy it now. This is, it's appropriately titled Resolver because it is, packed with resolution for me. A lot of the songs were dealing with a lot of grief and loss and coming to terms with the harsh reality that relationships don't last forever, male or female, familial, anything, and knowing that I need to come to peace with that and come to terms with that. And so I ended up writing, not consciously, but absolutely a collection of songs that really kind of went through the roller coaster of breakups and the absurdity of the breakups and then the reflection upon those endings or passings of relationships. It's not all about that, and there was a lot of joy in making the album. It was incredibly intense and an amazing time. It was very reclusive, secluded, and we weren't really living on the rest of the world's timetable. Post-grunge diva gets her period. Well, there's only one sole songwriter. My partner left the band in '98. I think that her absence is, for me, is very clear. One of the problems that we had as two songwriters, and there were many great things about working together, definitely. One of the problems we had was being criticized for not having a consistent voice throughout the album. Mm-hmm. And I think especially on our second record, we were definitely going in different directions. As cliched as that sounds, we were definitely going creative, different directions. And now there's an absolutely unapologetic, consistent voice throughout, and it varies, and the theme isn't always the same, and the tone isn't always the same, but it feels like it's mine, and it's my baby, and I love it so much. The ones I'm most attached to are Disconnected, because I have always written poetry, and in college I was really recognized for my poetry. And up until this album, I didn't feel like my songs reflected my writing as much as they could, that my lyrics didn't really live up to what I felt like I could do, and the way I knew best I could express myself. So on this album, I feel like I just jumped a whole new level, and that was so cool. So Disconnected is sort of the quintessential example of that on the album. And beyond that, I'm very attached to Only You Know, a song that was written off of Brian Lee Stain's computer. It was he combined two drum tracks of Matt Walker's in this song, so there are actually two kits playing at the same time. It was a really cool approach, and it was very organic. It started as a section of a different song entirely and turned into its own entity. And so I'm very attached to that. I'm very attached to Imperfectly and Wetsuit. I tend to like my slower songs better. Really? And I have the balls to the wall rockers on my album, but the ones that really last with me, and it seems with the fans of Veruca as well, are the slow ones.
Don't thank me for what you got. I've given you love, I've given you too much thought. Don't shame me for calling.
Wherever we go, we have an amazing show. We meet amazing people, and that is the best thing about touring, is connecting with the myriads of people who've actually bought the album or know the past records. And there's nothing more touching than looking out in a huge sea of people and seeing so many people singing the words to your song, because especially when you're in somewhere like Australia or New Zealand or France, not to mention Miami, just looking out and like, okay, this person has a history with this song. I may have written it about something, a few years ago or last month, about my own life, but this person now has absorbed it, and maybe they smoked a joint to it, or maybe they lost their virginity, or maybe they just heard on the radio when they were driving to school or whatever. And it's just so amazing to see how the music that I put out there, not knowing how it would ever impact anyone else's life, primarily having just impacted mine by writing it and giving me a great deal of relief and satisfaction, actually impacts people, strangers, and getting to meet those people and have contact with them is incredible.
Only you know, only you know. Only you know, only you know.
Hi, I'm Louise from Veruca. You're watching music.com. The search is over.